Now we have a startup presentation, and I think we would start with Dan. Dan, are you ready to present your project?
Sure thing.
Okay, so you have 20 minutes. We already gave you a host rights, so you should now be able to share your screen and put on a presentation. So please go ahead.
Yep. Okay. All right, folks. So I was just writing to Julio. I wish I was a little earlier because I would have loved to hear the whole story, but unfortunately I was held up with other priorities. But it's a pleasure to be able to share the story of Gaianet here. And I'm actually not thinking about talking for the whole 20 minutes. So I hope we can get some engagement from all of you. So I want to invite you to gather your questions as I talk, and hopefully we can have a little bit of a discussion. So I was called to this today because I saw that Joost was attending here, and it's usually very interesting. Joost of Nestor, also one of the partners of Julio. And Joost has helped us a lot with Gaianet, with self-organization, with advice about DAO. So I really feel that he's one of the pioneers in this world around self-organization in the DAO structure, and we really love Nestor. So we've only recently registered our DAO, so that's a little disclaimer here. We are only, 2 weeks live with our Haifa DAO, and we're still configuring it. And we want to use this for our organization that's called Gaianet. And I want to share in your presentation a little bit about who we are and why we exist, and also why we are looking for DAOs and how we are organizing ourselves now. Because, well, if I understand well, a DAO means decentralized autonomous organization. It does not necessarily mean an organization that's running on the blockchain, although most, if not almost all DAOs do use the blockchain. But we are a decentralized autonomous organization since the beginning of our existence, which is March 2020, because we've been running on the Holacracy rule set. So I will share with you a little bit about our background, what's the company about, and what we do. Well, company, we are a foundation, and we have as our purpose, we've worked on this many times, but we are here to unite, as we call it, all the contributors to the new earth in a regenerative network, and we are here to facilitate the implementation of a community type society. Now, there's a lot in this purpose statement, and I will peel a couple of things apart, which means for us, the new earth means the coming of a new time, a new paradigm on the planet, where, well, we envision that all human beings on the planet are going to have equal access to get their needs met. So that's what the new earth means for us. And that's basically a radical transformation of how we operate together, act together, work together, exchange value together, and make decisions together. Therefore, we are so fascinated about the decentralized autonomous organization movement. And a regenerative network means that once people arrive in the network and they have interactions, that their energy is lifted. That means nobody gets drained, and there is an upward spiral of energy in our interactions. And facilitating this implementation of a community type society means that we are really here to facilitate groups and people and organizations to come together to build a new paradigm. And a community type society, well, you can read a lot more in the Auravana project. This has it very clearly specified in 10,000 pages and 2,000 models of what a community type society means and how we can achieve that also. So we also have this phrase, which is co-creating a new earth that works for everyone. And in here, we also mean, let's get together and let's get it done. Let's work together on a world that works for all life. So what did we do? Like I say, we've been running on Holacracy for the last 2.5 years. We facilitated hundreds of multi-stakeholder meetings to try out all kinds of experiments. We've had many masterminds and project showcases, and we did a lot of need fulfillment experiments, because if everybody has equal access to their needs getting met, then how does that work? So we tried out a lot about that. And finally, we've tested a bunch of different self-organizing principles. And we did also quite some research into if a DAO would be suitable for Gaianet. And last year, that was not the case. But because we've made so much advancements in 2022, relationship to our purpose, our strategy, and the roles that we have now decided to start the experimentation with the DAO. And what have we got as results in our organization? Well, we have a symbiotic enterprise model. That means that both the work context and the people context are integrated. That means that not only we have role-based work assignments, but we also do a lot about the relationship between the people and people's personal growth and the alignment between everybody and the resonance between the people. And we find that a very enjoyable way to work, to not only talk about the work, but also include the people's needs and growth. We have a Mighty Networks environment with 470 members. We have a bunch of products in our database, and we have been doing a few services that are under development. So how do we want to create this regenerative network? How do we want to unite the people? Well, we do that for one, by having an ecosystem mapping project where all these members and projects are mapped. Well, in this moment, we're working with Vincent Arena of Catalyst to build a trove and a map of all these projects. We have launched a support line where people, it's like a human switchboard. I will show you what it is and explain. And we've done some successful cross-organization collaboration. So these were facilitated operational meetings. We used the Holacracy tactical meeting format to cross-collaborate between organizations, and that was very successful. And finally, what we have developed and offer are support services for organizations. So that's for anybody who wants to become self-organizing, who wants to distribute the authority among members. Doesn't matter if you want to use Holacracy, Sociocracy, or a DAO, but we offer support services for organizations to resolve issues and to get better at it, basically. Well, as I mentioned, we have this ecosystem mapping project, and well, this is one particular anthology possible. These are the projects in the orbit of Gaianet. We've done a lot of networking, and we are looking for professional organizations that are really working on a radical change of our systems and society. And well, I know many of you might know Holochain and Threefold, who are working on a decentralized internet, for example. But also Seeds is here, where Julio has worked, and Haifa, and many other organizations. In that, we did some in-depth research and analysis to find out what are really the challenges between people. What is it that people need if they want to collaborate together with others? And well, we found some really great results, and these have led to us developing a prototype, a matchmaking tool for the ecosystem, which is like yeah, a one-click button to see which gifts and which needs are there in the network around Gaianets for people to more easily connect together. As I said, we've developed this support line, which kind of is like a human switchboard. So we have Gaianet agents that pick up the call. Somebody can call the support line, and then we really clearly define and map out what it is that they need. And then we distribute that in our network and start providing connections with people who can either offer resources or skill sets or funding or whatever it is that they need. So yeah, it's about providing golden connections. And you are all free to contact the support line if there's anything you think you might need from the network of Gaianet. That's the whole purpose. Then we did a couple of months ago a New Earth facilitation experiment. Like I said, we used the Holacracy rule set, the tactical meeting, to bring 25 organizations of 3 subsectors together. And we used Nestor to map these projects, their purpose and their work and accountabilities. And we use this video conferencing tool called Circles. And the combination of these things with the Holacracy rule set turned out to be incredibly effective. So if this is also something you're curious about, then you can always contact us for more information. And finally, we've developed these support services. You can find explainer videos, self-organization videos on our Vimeo channel. We've created 4 videos. It's all open source, so you can also share this with your network and use it for whatever purpose you want, as long as you mention us. That would be nice. And we have developed these support services. So you can also find that on our website under organizational support. And basically what we offer is self-organization support and team alignment. And we call that heart-to-heart collaboration, scalable heart-to-heart collaborations. And it's mainly about how do you make sure that you have a tension-free environment, both operational, on the governance level, and at the personal context. And how do you really distribute this authority? So I'm very curious to hear about who's using a DAO and which challenges you run into between the people, to hear a little bit more about that. Now, finally, what we did last year was we supported a Belgian team that were in a startup to create a new healthcare system in Belgium. And yeah, it just dramatically improved their operation. You can read more on the case study link if you want. So I think I'm going to leave it here. And I'm really curious if there's anybody here, because all your videos are turned off. So I don't know if anybody is in the meeting.
At least I am a real person. So if it's not my avatar or synthetically generated some person from taken from internet pictures of me, but I'm real. As every artificial intelligence also probably thinks that he is real. Okay, do we have any questions, guys? Thank you, Dan, for your presentation. Really interesting. We will publish it on our website and on internet to make everybody know about your amazing project. Thanks.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Are you using a DAO for your work at the moment? Are you in a decentralized organization?
Not yet, but we are moving at that direction. We are just creating the concept of how we should do, because we should make an example as conference organizing about DAO.
And how many is we when you talk of we?
We are 5 people.
5 people. Good.
No.
We started with 6. Yeah. And are you using any kind of a structure right now, like role-based work, or you come together and everybody discuss and talk, and how do you organize now?
I think it's probably some mix of structured and unstructured work, because we have structure, we have roles, but as only structured and as only works structure and roles, it's not so good working as just need some chaos in the work to make everything interesting and productive.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we started without much knowledge about self-organization, and thank God we had somebody who had some understanding of it. But it was only when we started talking last year, after we were already working for 2 years, we started talking with Joost of Nestor. And Joost started to come in and look a little bit about how we were organizing. And we noticed what a massive improvement there is when you bring in an experienced facilitator who has been practicing self-organization for a few years, because they can really show you where you are still not really properly using it. And then within a couple of months, Gaianet started to flower like never before. So that's recommended for anybody in the room or who's watching the recording. If you want to start with this, then get some help.
Yeah, there are a lot of papers about organization psychology and industrial psychology, so it's also very interesting to read what people like abstracting from different type of organization. Okay, thank you, Jan.